What happens when you're sitting there waiting for Mr. Right and Mr. Right does not come? What do? Do you sit down and remain an old lady just waiting and waiting and waiting in vain for Mr. Right? Or do you seize the opportunity now and go out there and find someone? Do you expect that God is just going to send someone from the sky and they just fall into your lap? Is that the reason why you're waiting for Mr. Right? As far as I know, that's not how it works. You have to put yourself out there for Mr. Right to find you. You have to put yourself out there so that you can see Mr. Right and go after him. Listen, they're not going to come flying in from the east and flying in from the west. No, you have to put yourself in the position where you can meet your partner. I'm Simone with Access My Life. Access My Life means you're strong, you're independent, you're a go-getter, you know your worth, so anyone can access your life. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you would like one of these shirts to show the world that you're an open book, check the description box. Okay, now let's get back to the video. So, if you are sitting at home expecting that you're going to get a knock on the door, and when you open it, it's Mr. Right, it's not going to happen. So what does that mean? You got to put yourself together, get dressed, put on a little makeup, make your hair pretty, put on a nice outfit, and get your butt through that door. Go to the supermarket. Don't just go to the supermarket just any old way. You go to the supermarket dressed up in a way where you're thinking, this could be my lucky day. Your hair should be nicely kept. Your clothes well put together. The shoe on your feet. Really nice. Just in case. That's how you have to be when you're actively searching for someone, because you don't know where they're going to appear from. Again, God is not going to send that man so that he could fall right in your lap. You have to make that effort. You have to put out in order to receive. You understand? So get dressed up nicely, walk through those supermarket aisles, and don't walk just any old way like, okay, you're just doing whatever. Walk with a purpose, swing those hips, stride those legs. Come on, you are trying to get noticed. You have to do your part. You got to play your role. Put a little smile on your face when you're walking so that someone else in that supermarket aisle can actually see you and smile back at you, or even make a comment. Something. Say you're looking so pleasant, you're looking so beautiful, something. If you just go out there any old way and just passing everybody and not caring, like, whatever, what do you think is going to happen? Whatever. And you don't want whatever, you're looking for Mr. Right. Put yourself out there and Mr. Right is going to find you. And guess what? If Mr. Right does not see you and you see him, go after him. You know what I'm saying? Again, you're walking into the supermarket and you see a guy that looks attractive to you. Why not take a chance? Why not put on that big girl panty and walk up to him and say, hey, I'm Simone, I'm Sandra, I'm Cindy, whatever your name is, I'm Jessica. Start a conversation, say something, maybe ask him to reach something on the top shelf for you, something that you had no interest or reason to buy, but because it's a conversation starter. You have to put yourself out there, do something, say something. And if that person then reaches that item for you and they're walking away, you could possibly follow that up with something else. And then the person would actually turn around and start talking to you. Or maybe after they got the item for you from that top shelf, they just take a good look at you and realize, wow, this woman looks interesting. Wow, maybe I could start a conversation with her. but come on, you cannot just roll out of bed, roll in your car, and roll in the supermarket. That does not work. You got to put in the work on yourself, because you always have to be prepared, because you never know when Mr. Right is going to come rolling in. So that's the supermarket conversation. What about going out on the weekends with your girlfriends? I know you have some girlfriends, they're also sitting at home waiting for Mr. Right to come knocking. Guess what? He's not going to come. So how about you guys pull together and say, hey, we are going to go to this bar tonight, or we're going to go to this restaurant. Hit those spots, in the mall where, people are always going to be going. Go out there, put yourself out there, do things. Motivate each other as girlfriends. Come on, you can do it. Listen, you're not getting any younger. No, ma'am. You are not getting any younger. So what does that mean? You have to push for it. Do you want kids? If you want kids, how are you going to get them if you're sitting at home? Do you want a companion? Yes. How are you going to get that companion if you're just sitting at home? Do you want someone to do things with? How are you going to get that if you're sitting at home? And especially nowadays where everybody is pretty much working from home, because COVID and all that stuff has just turned our society upside down. Some ways for the good, some ways for the bad. But in this particular situation, if you are someone who works from home, that makes it even worse, because now you have less opportunity of actually going out there. So now you have to make a conscious effort to go out, to go to the grocery store, to go shopping, to do whatever you have to do. And even if you're going to meet someone on that dating app, guess what? You have to put yourself together. You could put yourself together and take that nice picture and all that stuff. But then after you take the nice picture, then what happens when you actually meet the person? You still have to live up to that photograph. So, hey, put it in your mind that you're going to meet someone. And if you are a laid back person who you don't really put much thought into putting yourself together, now you're on the path of meeting someone. And now you got to think about, hey, I got to put myself together. I got to get my act together. You know what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish. So you just got to put in the work. You just got to do it. No longer sit in your couch and watch television all day and, oh Lord, why haven't you sent him to me? No. Oh Lord, what should I do? Oh Lord, everybody else around me is getting married. Oh Lord, my best friend just met a guy. What about you? What are you doing? And what did your best friend do to meet that guy? You know what I'm saying? So come on, get up off that couch, go out there and find Mr. Right. When you're finished working in the evenings from work, get up and go out there and find Mr. Right. When the weekend comes, get up. Don't just stay home and watch TV all day and say, hey, yes, I have so much free time. I can do whatever. Your whatever should consist of getting up, going out there, and finding your Mr. Right. Because if you're not out there for him to find you, guess what? You're not going to be found. And if you are not out there to actually see him, guess what? There is no potential for you to be attracted to someone, to even want to approach them. So everything has to do with you getting up off your butt and going out there and doing something towards finding that special someone for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.